Oh, good morning. Here I am in Yosemite, hiking the Sunrise Trail. Just accidentally snuck up on some deer. Hi, deer. Sorry for sneaking up on you. They were all just laying under that tree chilling. They don't mind me too much. Well, I'm off the trail a little bit because when I was in South Tahoe, at a brewery chatting with some locals, one of the guys used to be a park ranger here. He told me about a secret little spot that you could go where the river turns into a natural water slide. And I guess it only really flows like that in the early season. In fact, I think it might already be too late just because I already crossed the river once and it was really low and moving slow, so I can't see where it would really turn into a very good water slide, but I'm gonna keep searching. I've got a few hours to kill here, and then I've got to get into the valley and get some cell signal and check into work and make sure that I get a campsite or a place to stay for the night. But just do a quick little panorama here. The trail is like right over here, but as I mentioned, I'm just exploring, and I'm surrounded by deer right now. Hi, deer. Hi. Hi. All right. Well, not about 45 seconds after I turned that last clip off, found a spot. I don't know if it's the spot, but maybe. I don't think it's the spot, but it's kind of reassuring me that like the water slide thing might actually be real. For now, I'm just going to take a minute, take in that view. It's really beautiful here, and this is all unexplored territory for me. When I came in a few years ago, I just came in the west side and went right into the valley, and just did one big ass hike, one of the most strenuous hikes in the place, to Upper Yosemite Falls. And by the time I got done with that, I was just so beat that I didn't do anything else. I just left. So now I got a 3-day pass. I intend to use it and explore, take my time, and take some pictures and stuff. Well, I'm gonna keep following this trail and see if I can find this mystical rock slide, eh? Well, one could slide down that, but it looks like it might be painful. Over there looks like the better odds. Here's another potentially fun spot. I don't know if I mentioned, but this is Tenaya Creek, Sunrise Trail. I think I did mention that. But, whew. Another thing is, so I did bring a tube. I did overpay for a tube yesterday when I was in Mammoth Road. And just in case, but it is not really hot or warm today, and the water, of course, is snow melts mostly, so it's pretty chilly. So I'd be content to just kind of find the place. This whole river is really pretty though. I've seen trout swimming. It's kind of lazy. Then it has these cool little rapids like I'm showing you. Yeah, I think this little section over here has got to be the spot. Look at this. Just other than a little bit of cloud cover, very picturesque. It's funny because I've had 2 really close encounters with bears in the last couple of weeks. So now I'm off the trail, so you never know. I spooked like 6 deer, so I'm walking along just singing, "No bears, don't want to scare no bears. Don't come near me, bears." Because I'm normally pretty quiet when I'm hiking, so oh, there's bears here, there's mountain lions, there's probably snakes, so it's always keeping on your guard and watching for stuff that wants to hurt you. If it was like in the high 70s or 80s and sunny out, I'd totally dip into one of these pools. But it's not. Oh, there's a big ass lizard over there on the other side of the river. Probably won't see it, but as I was saying, it's not. It's like in the 60s. And again, cloud cover. This looks like fun though. Also, I should mention, I go off trail quite a bit, and it's never treated me wrong, I don't think. I always find these little hidden gems. Like, I don't even know where the main trail is anymore. It's over there somewhere. Like, I'll find it. But you can also just follow the river. So, if you get a chance to go off trail, get away from people, you can talk to your GoPro without sounding like an asshole. Just pick up your stuff. Don't leave shit tickets. Pick up your stuff. I gotta climb. What's up, Mr. Lizard Man? Mirror Lake, which isn't really a lake at all. It's just kind of a dammed portion of the Tenaya River. Tenaya? Potato? Well, here I go, going off trail again. So this is like the southern part of the same river that I was exploring yesterday. Just look at it. So, pretty sure that's actually a backside look at Half Dome. Confirm later. This is a little magical little fairy cairn land. Oh, that's just adorable. Hey. Well, I climbed up somewhere that I definitely is not on the trail. The trail's down there. Kind of like yesterday. I did this trail with some ulterior motives. I was told by a park employee that there was some cool like tubs of water along the cliff side here, which is you can swim in and stuff. But it might be a little late in the season. There's again, stuff's kind of dry right now. Not much water is running down. Like last year when I was here, there was so much more water. Or not last year, but last time, a few years ago. So I climbed up here to look, but I think I'm gonna abandon the search. It was kind of a rugged climb. I'm not looking forward to going back down. I also, while I was thinking about it, it wouldn't be like true to my fashion if I didn't have a few things to complain about, right? And I think they all pretty much revolve around government. Surprise, surprise. First of all, the town of Lee Vining is a total bullshit town. Because I came in from the east side this time, and that's kind of the gateway of the east side. That town sucks. They're like totally just making a killing on travelers coming through. The gas stations all charge like 50 cents more than anybody else. Everything in the gas station's marked way up. I swear every third vehicle was a cop. It was just pulling people over, pulling over tourists left and right. Just a stupid place. I won't enter from the east side again. Also, the parks like across the board, but definitely Yosemite raised their prices all the way across the board. So it's like $2 more. I know that doesn't seem like much, but it's $2 just to apply. And of course, they say it's because of COVID. Well, because of COVID, they're gonna limit the amount of people in the park. Well, I can tell you, driving around yesterday, that's also bullshit. They're not limiting anything. They're just making an extra $2 times however many. It's like 6 million, 7 million people come in here every year times $2. Just a quick way for the government to make another $10 to $15 million. So you might ask yourself, well, maybe they're providing additional services. Nope, definitely not. Like a third of the campgrounds are closed. Just totally closed. I've driven by a couple of them and they're just sitting there vacant, like nothing's going on. They'll say they're like under construction or something, but they're not. They did away with any programs where you could like drive up and potentially get a spot. You used to be able to pull in at like 3 p.m. and any reservations that didn't get made, they might give them to you. They did away with that. All the reservations are all online. They're all booked out for months. I drove by some campgrounds early this morning. I saw empty spots all over the place. So it's like they're just raking in money everywhere you look, but they're providing less and less services. All the visitors places are closed, so I'm thinking there's a good chance they're employing less people. All the outhouses still have 1 ply, so you still got to fold the toilet paper 4 times so you don't get poop on your hand. Like, where does this money go? I don't know. But it's really frustrating. Everything the government does to handle these places is really frustrating. It makes the whole experience a little dumbed down. But beyond that, it's been a really great trip. Now, I have to trek down this mountain, which is I'm a little nervous about. Coming up was kind of a pain. Going down, I think, is going to suck. Might be sliding on my butt for a little bit. Wish me luck. I just thought of something I forgot to mention in the last one, too. So Camp 4, which is like notorious for being first come, first serve campsite, they now have a lottery system. You pay $10 to enter a lottery, and then they tell you whether or not you get a campsite for the next day. Dumbest thing I've ever heard of. And you don't get the $10 back. And here's what makes it even dumber. So I drove to Camp 4 yesterday after I paid that $10, and I walked up to the kiosk to talk to the ranger, and then I find out that it's tent only. So you're not allowed to sleep in a van or in your vehicle. So, but they have a huge parking lot. The parking lot's like 3 times bigger than it needs to be. So I paid $10, another $10 I gave to the government for absolutely nothing. And you know what's mind-boggling is how many people living in vans would happily pay money for an overnight permit just to have like an overnight sleeping lot with 0 amenities. Just put like 1 bathroom. We don't need any tent space. We don't need water. We don't need showers. We don't need any of that stuff. Just, I'll pay $10 to park in a parking lot and sleep. So while the government is like pissing away time and money on stuff that doesn't matter and providing practically 0 services, here they have a, real potential service that they could provide, and they don't, because as usual, just a bunch of asshats hanging out making the rules. So, all right, well, that's all I got about that for now. Sure, I'll find something later. Oh, look at that. There's some water running down. Maybe that's what I was looking for. Those devil's tubs. Ah. We got the next Alex Honnold trying to free solo El Cap. That's a big old nope for me.
Well, it's day 3, Yosemite. I'm just waiting in some, I don't know why. I got a little bit later start today than yesterday, and for some reason traffic is not wanting to move. But I just had some thoughts this morning. The reason why I got a later start was because I hung out around a campfire last night with a few people. I've been just parking at this snow park, which is for people that don't live near the mountains. They're pretty much just big parking lots that are designed for winter recreation. In the summer, this one is right outside of Yosemite, so it's just full of people waiting to go inside of Yosemite, basically, for the most part. A couple of people I was hanging with last night, though, they actually weren't going into Yosemite. One of them had just passed through, and there was basically 2 couples, and they were from all over. And it just started with kind of a innocent little conversation. Hey, how's it going? What have you been up to? And next thing you know, we're all sitting around a campfire playing guitar and singing and talking about life. And both of these couples had really recently sold everything they owned and moved into their vehicles in whatever whatever regard that means. So for a couple of them, they were like living out of a tent or living in a tent and living out of a vehicle, and another couple had just like bought a pop-up camper and they were traveling from New York. The other ones were from like Florida and North Carolina. But what's interesting is, and I find this all the time, is that we're a bunch of people that didn't really have anything in common outside of the fact that we were all camped at that one place, which actually means we had a lot more in common than you might think. But on surface level, doesn't look like people that would be sitting around a campfire and would probably surprise most people. But we all know at least a couple of things about each other. One is that we're sitting at the same campfire, or we're sitting at the same campground or snow park or whatever. So there's a reason why we're there. And usually, in most cases, that reason has other reasons leading up to it, which is that at some point we woke up out of the Matrix and said, this society that we're living in is bullshit, and working 40 hours a week every week to maybe hopefully get 1 week of vacation each year is bullshit, and we're not gonna live that way anymore. And more people are doing that, and they're selling everything they own, and they're just saying fuck it, basically. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna try and outdo my neighbor in their car and all that. And they go travel, and it's it's just one of the cool things about living this lifestyle is meeting those people and hearing their stories, and every story is a little bit different. Every story is a little bit the same, and there's no judgment, and there's a lot of connection. And you never feel like, sometimes I make friends and they last, and you swap numbers, and that's cool. That didn't happen last night, and I don't feel any different about it. It was just one of those cool moments in time that happened over the course of a few hours, where you get to meet and exchange stories and ideas and vibe, and then you go your separate ways. But I have no doubt that it's one of those memories that will stick with me, going into more travels. Anyways, I just wanted to share that, because it's I don't talk about this stuff all that much, and it is one of my favorite parts about living this lifestyle is just the reassurance of people waking up and getting off the rat wheel.
Oh, look at all these steps. Oh my god. Okay, that's Vernal Falls back there. I'm on my way to Nevada Falls. My thighs are already feeling it, man. Coming down is gonna suck. Oh, I'm not ready. Weird water mist. First shower I've had in days. Look at this little tuggy. Come here, chunky boy. Come here. He knows humans has snacks. Oh, go plead to this group that's passing by. You have snacks for me? Take another break. It's a really quick ascent on this trail. The Upper Yosemite Falls was much more gradual until you got into like the craggy stuff, and then it got steep. This is like steep right away and consistent. I'm just hanging in this cave. These stairs. It's like some stuff you'd see in Tibet or something. Looks like the top of Vernal Falls there. Look at all those chickens. That is good. Had to say it. So this is a little bit easier than the Upper Yosemite Falls hike that I did a few years ago, just in terms of like elevation gain, but it was just a lot easier because I'm 40 pounds lighter. I dressed smarter, I packed better, I was just overall more prepared. So that feels really good. I was really tempted to do the Upper Yosemite Falls hike again, just to have a comparison. But I'm glad I did this because I haven't. And now I feel like I've done damn near every really like bucket list item in Yosemite Park. So I'm gonna eat a little bit and then I'll bump around and get some more pictures. So I hiked up the mist trail, aptly named because you get covered in mist from the falls. Now I'm hiking back on the John Muir Trail, so it's on the opposite side of the valley. Basically, I hiked up all the steps down there. I can see little specked people hiking up where I did. This is going to be, I think, a cool view. Actually, that's like a better view of those domes than I got it any other time on the hike. And then this trail is just cut into the side of this mountain, which is pretty cool. There was a gate back there that could have potentially been closed, and it said trail closed because of rock falls. So imagine that happens sometimes here. But I go all the way back down there, out the mouth of that valley. And then that concludes my trip. 3 days now. Definitely feel like it's been a success. Oh, I'm getting rained on. Cool. Cool beans. Oh, my second shower of the day? That never happens. Yeah, it's been a successful trip. I kind of knew I wanted to do this hike last, so I did a couple other easier things the last 2 days. My thighs are still pretty sore today, but overall, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Maybe one last panorama here of Nevada Falls before it dips back out of view. I've never actually seen a centipede that long before. That's like some South American shit. Alright, one last view. The interesting thing about Yosemite is that there's 3 ways to get into the park. And it doesn't really matter which way you take. Actually, hold that thought. As I was saying, there's 3 ways into the park. It doesn't really matter which way you take. You're kind of winding down into the valley. And every time you come around a corner, there's always that one moment where you come around a corner and you get your first glimpse of Half Dome or El Capitan, and it just like smacks you in the face with beauty. Like it's a totally different feeling. If you haven't done it, you need to do it, because this landscape is just monolithic, and I've never seen anything else like it anywhere. And on top of that, we've given it like this celebrity status because it's in all the rock climbing documentaries and all the other movies and documentaries about Yosemite. So you have that on top of it. I mean, it's already beautiful landscape to begin with, but then you add that celebrity status, and it feels like you're just stepping into obviously someplace really special. Every time I think the views are going away, they come back though. That's cool. I don't know if I'm ready to leave. I've got one last thought about what I was saying earlier about these places of power and beauty. Every time I've been to Yosemite, and again, when you're driving down into the valley and you get slapped with that first view of something monolithic, these places have a way of, at least for me, just making me feel like immense gratitude. Like, my eyes are welling up right now, like, just thinking about it. Like, how lucky am I? How blessed? I don't know what I did to deserve such an awesome life at this point, but Yosemite has power for sure.